live. It is Sunday school, the first Sunday school of May, the merry month of May. Now I'm holding this sideways and I'm trying to hold it very still in case you want to get a screen capture of this image or make a screenshot of it. And then you could turn it upright and you'll have a nice, very properly colored, as far as I know, and constructed rose cross, hermetic rose cross. This was given to me on my father's birthday in 2003 by my good friend and for a while writing partner, Christopher S. Hyatt. So I'm going to, here, that's what it really looks like. There, you get a screen capture of that too, I guess. Anyway, I'm going to talk about that just a little bit today, sort of in relationship to this little pamphlet by Frater Akkad. That's one whose number is 777. And it's a wonderful little description of the Golden Dawn Adeptus Minor rose there. But what I want to talk about today is something that DuQuette wrote. And that is, well, DuQuette didn't actually write it. It was a little pamphlet I made called The Fundamentals of Hermetic Kabbalah, using material from the text of my Understanding Aleister Crowley's Thoth Tarot. Now, of course, I'm plugging my book, but I also wanted to show you the development of the rose cross. Now you see number one is that point. And then I got an image of a cubic stone. And then the third, number three, there is the construction of the cube. In other words, we sort of jump to that image of the cubic stone. But in order to think about that, we sort of have to think about how a cube is formed. And so we have the construction of the cube with a center point. Okay, the point there is black. And then from there it springs up and down and right and left and forward and back, or north, south, east, and west. So, and if that cube would pop open, it pops open and forms a cross like that, a Greek cross. And then we see the point and then a rose and some barbs around the rose. And around that, we see a bigger rose starting to form, first with a layer of 3 petals, just like the 3 directions there. And then a layer of 7 petals, just like the point and the 6 sides of that cube. And then a layer of 12 petals, like that, just like the edges, the 12 edges of that cube. So, okay. Now, it goes on for describing other elements of the Hermetic Rose Cross. But I just wanted to sort of take you that far this morning here in Sunday school. Now, while I'm gathering my materials here, it's a beautiful, beautiful day here in Sacramento. It's not too cold, but it's a little chilly. Constance is out on her bicycle because she likes to take a bike ride if the weather permits. As far as she can safely go around here in Sacramento. And so I've got the house to myself for a while. I turned the furnace on. I'm getting warm, doing all the stuff I can do, or I get in trouble for doing it. Anyway, I'm going to talk amongst yourselves. I'm going to take my little chart there, and here's what I have written in chapter 8 of Understanding Aleister Crowley's Thoth Tarot. And it says, the secrets of the Rose Cross Back. And I'm not going to read you the whole chapter. I'm sure I have over the last maybe 4 years. But it's among the chapters of little things you should know before studying Aleister Crowley's Thoth Tarot. And this is the secrets of the Rose Cross Back. I'm going to start with my comments on that point. Just the point. It's a simple point. I've even, with my PowerPoint graphic skills, I even provided them a point. Are you ready? In Harris's painting, because the back of every tarot card of the Thoth deck has a sort of an unadorned, colored but unadorned version of the Rose Cross. In Harris's painting, it's almost impossible to see the minute white point at the heart of the tiny rose at the very center of the design. Well, shit, you guys, let's just get ourselves a Thoth deck here, and I'll show you the real McCoy. There's Harris's version. Now, you really can't see, and if she put it there, it didn't make her through the coloring process. But inside that little, at the very center of that tiny rose, should be a point. Doesn't matter what color it is, but usually it's white. The white point symbolizes the shining point of pure existence, without size, and as yet without position, because there's no place to put it. No place to sit down. All the chairs are inside. It's not really a point at all, but a state of infinite potentiality. It is the germ of creation before creation begins. As we'll soon see, this point is the inscrutable nail that crucifies the tiny rose to the tiny cross. It also affixes the small rose cross to the large rose cross. No, okay. You can picture that. Just where this point came from is a supreme mystery. The Kabbalists have soared to dizzying altitudes of speculation and argument in their attempts to understand and explain it. One very popular theory involves three inscrutable qualities of nothingness that, at the dawn of pre-creation, somehow ended up focusing or contracting to that point. They called these three veils Ein Sof, and Ein Sof Or. Oh, yeah, I'll go ahead. It's very short. Ain, A-I-N, nothing. Nothing that is so nothing that it negates the concept of nothing as an absence of something. In other words, we can't even say it is nothing because there is no it, and there is no, and there is no is in this kind of nothing. So Ain is a over-the-top super nothing. Okay. Ein Sof, limitless nothing, or nothing that at least we can define. There is now an it in the statement, it is nothing. Ein Sof Or, limitless light, as opposed to limitless nothing. Okay? Limitless light, or positive emptiness. There is now an it and an is in the statement, it is nothing. Okay. I won't drag us deeper into these misty musings. I only bring it up because, as we'll soon see, there is one tarot card, the Fool, that characterizes this or these wonderful non-statements of nothing, or these non-states of nothing. But we'll meet the Fool soon enough. Let's get back to the point. Obviously, it's impossible to grasp the true nature of this pre-existent point, but it is the essence and identity of absolute deity. It is also the essence and identity of your own secret self. Now try to grasp that. What we're talking about, we're also talking about you. You are it. Or at least your identity, true identity is. The real you that exists at the very center of all things you mistakenly think you are. If you truly understand the nature of the point, you understand the nature of yourself and deity. A graphic artist or a photographer would tell you that the massive and complex Hermetic rose cross develops outwardly from this central point. A film director trying to illustrate this concept might want to start with a close-up of the point, then slowly move back to show how the various components of the cross develop. We won't do that. To really see and understand the essence of this great design, we must go inside the point. We must zoom the camera of our imaginations in, past the circumference, past the white nothingness, into the very heart of the germ of creation. And that's where we have the cubic stone. We took our camera deep inside that little point, and for some reason, we see a white cubic stone. When the haze of nothingness disappears, we're presented with the image of a cube of what appears to be a plain white stone. The ancients symbolized the point as a white cubical stone that contains within itself the potential of all creation. When we take a moment to consider how the cube is constructed, we come face to face with the first great secret of the Kabbalah. The answer to the question, why does the tarot have 22 trump cards? And the Hebrew alphabet have 22 letters. Okay, remember, didn't mean to do that. We've gone into the point. And then we see the cube. And if we go into the cube, further camera into the cube, we see how the cube is constructed. It has a little point of its own and 3 directions. Okay, These three dimensions create 7 positions, the center and 6 sides, that create 12 oblique points or edges to the cube. 3, 7, and 12. 22. 22 trumps, 22 letters of the Hebrew alphabet. 3 mother letters, 7 double letters, and 12 simple letters. 3 primitive elements, 7 planetary spheres, 12 signs of the zodiac. Cabalistic tradition tells us this is how deity formed the 22 letters of the sacred Hebrew alphabet, by which all things in creation are verbally ordered into existence. God said, cat, and there was a cat. He used the Hebrew alphabet. God said, pig, and there was a pig. But don't touch. The Hebrew alphabet is divided into 3 mother letters attributed to the 3 primitive elements, 7 double letters attributed to the 7 planets of the ancients, and 12 simple letters attributed to the 12 signs of the zodiac. As long as the cube is sealed, creation is put on hold. And these 22 magic power letters, these dimensions and positions and concepts, remain suspended in a state of brooding potentiality. They're like the invisible germ at the heart of an acorn that throbs with the potential of an eternity of future oak trees in order for the sealed cube to initiate creation. It must sacrifice itself on a cross and open up like a kernel of cosmic popcorn. And there it is opened up. Okay, remember, we're going in with all of this. Okay. Creation begins when we move from potentiality into actuality. Like a living stone, our white cube unfolds as a golden cross of 6 squares, and once opened, it reveals a secret treasure, a rose of white petals. Let's see. Excuse me, a rose of 5 petals. Ah, here we go. There it is. There's the golden cube that popped open. It's got 4 barbs there, barbs of that rose. There's a 5-pointed, 5-petaled rose. We're just talking about that right now, nothing else. From time immemorial, the number 5 has symbolized the microcosm, the little world of humanity. 5 fingers, 5 senses, head and extremities, etc. The number 6 is symbolized the macrocosm, the greater world of deity. In the language of images, the rows of 5 crucified on a cross of 6 is a statement that tells us that human beings are so inextricably connected to the larger world, the larger reality of deity. As above, so below. The microcosm perfectly reflects the macrocosm. Adam is made in the image of God, and so forth. You might ask, if we're such perfect images of such perfection, why do things seem so imperfect? Did you see that press conference yesterday? Yikes! Why is there death and suffering? Why are there wars? Why are there fleas and black widow spiders? Why is there bad cholesterol? The answer is simple, but most of us are not yet equipped to accept it. We are already, right here, right now, the perfect reflection of a perfect deity. The problem is we don't have a clue who or what we really are. What we recognize as ourselves, the entity that laughs and weeps and stubs its toes and falls in love and wins and loses and lives and dies, is not a true reflection of ourselves. We are something altogether different and more wonderful than anything we can imagine. Discovering that the rose of our human fiveness is wedded to the cross of deity's sixness is the first goal of every spiritual seeker. The next and last goal is for us to identify completely with our secret self and come to the full realization that we are neither truly 5 nor 6, but a great, big, beautiful 11. This endeavor, for lack of a better name, is called the Great Work. This small rose cross is the supreme glyph of the mystery of being and the common denominator between the world of the rose and the world of the cross, between you and me and our huge, all-encompassing counterpart. It is the single shining point of pure existence that radiates from the center of both the rose and the cross. An unstoppable chain of events is now set in motion. When the cubical stone of primal existence pops open to create what I will call the rose cross of being. Okay. The little rose cross in the center, I've dubbed for convenience sake, the rose cross of being. Being now needs elbow room to manifest. Position, dimension, time, and space must be the next addition to the creation cycle. 4 little green barbs radiate from the 4 directions from behind the rose as if to say to being, now that you are, here's someplace to put yourself. Or as one of my favorite lines from a Beatles song is, now that you know who you are, what do you want to be? Anyway, that's as far as I'm taking it tomorrow or today. Tomorrow for Sunday school, I hope to talk a bit more about the bigger rose cross, which I will call the rose cross of manifestation. And look, we've got all sorts of doodads and attachments and little occult tchotchkes. And we've got new barbs, the big one, INRI and LVX and EAO. And in case we forgot, the hexagram is repeated right there. Anyway, until tomorrow for Sunday school, continue to be good to yourself and be good to each other. Do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law. Love is the law, love under will.